Out of the house, Nikki. Please leave. Please leave. Please leave the house, Nikki. Please leave the house.
Look at you.
Please leave the house. Please leave the house. This is violence. You've got the kids in your hands. Leave the house right now.
This is exactly what he wanted.
Leave the house right now.
This is exactly what he wanted.
Leave the house.
And look, he's getting video
Leave the
evidence.
house.
This has been planning this.
Leave the house.
Has been planning
Leave the
this
house.
from day one.
Leave the house. Leave the house. The children don't deserve to see this.
I think you need to take responsibility.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Leave the house.
You guys will never see my kids again.
That is
You guys will never see my kids again.
Okay, so in the past 3 weeks, Jamie Perkins and Nikki Thot have been going at it on the internet, and it has been quite mind-blowing. For those of you that don't know who Nikki Thot and Jamie Perkins are, they were an interracial Australian couple who were actually very, very big on YouTube. They had a couple channel that became a family channel because they have 2 kids, and back then they were really doing well. Their videos were going viral. A lot of people were watching it because they were like the OG interracial couple. Then they announced that they were getting a divorce in, I think, late 2019, and so it has been quite a few years, almost like 4 years since they separated. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Jamie Perkins posted a video on his channel, which was their former family channel, which was originally his own channel, and he talked about why he left the marriage with Nikki Thot, and it was quite revealing. So the past few weeks, he made the video that is like almost at 700 views at this point in time. He actually made the video, it did well. Then I think he made it private. Then when Nikki Thot replied with some screenshots or some messages on her story, Instagram story or Instagram highlight, he made the video back public. So now it's about 700 views the last time I checked. So when I have the first video that he did, we have Nikki's response. Now we have another video that he has done to Nikki's response, and then we have a lot of people airing their opinion about the issue. Now before I show you all that so that you can catch up, I just want to leave this disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes. It does not encourage any form of bullying, abusive behavior, or violence. So now let's get into the videos. I will share some of the clips from Jamie's first video where he highlighted some of the abusive behavior that Nikki showed towards him. I will share our response, and I will share some of the clips from his reply video. Then also share some thoughts of people about the whole situation. Then I will come back with my commentary.
I want to say before I get into this video that this video isn't a family-friendly video, and if you're watching with your kids, please turn this video off. This video isn't a video for young eyes. If you are a kid and you're watching this video, please turn this video off, because today's video is going to be pretty full on. I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I've gone through over the past 4 years, and then things that I went through during my marriage as well. I'm going to talk about why I eventually left Nikki. I'm going to talk about the unfaithfulness. I'm going to talk about family violence. It's been destroying me. It's been hard. If you're somebody who's watching this video and you empathize with me and what I've gone through, if you genuinely care about me, I'm asking you not to go and harass Nikki. The best thing that you can do, if anything, is just support me as I go ahead and support the girls.
I'm not dropping no damn kids at no police station.
You have to. You have to. You actually have to.
That proves you don't care about these kids.
No, it proves I do, because I'm protecting their safety. I'm the one protecting their safety.
The thought of a police last time. Did you not hear her last
I'm protecting the children from their safety. You've been violent. You've hit me in front of them. You've abused me in front of them.
That does not make them violent people. Let me remind you right now who you are. You are not shit. You ain't never been shit from day one. You will never be shit, you motherfucker. Try me. Fucking keep trying me.
I'm not trying you. I'm trying to be fair, and I'm trying to protect my safety and the kids' safety.
I will expose your ass. I swear to God I will. Keep fucking trying me, Jamie. I swear to God. No. I've had enough of this motherfucking shit. At the police station.
I think the only person who can be exposed is you. You're the cheater. You're the violent person. But I'm not doing that because I don't want my kids to have to see the real you on the internet.
Where have I been? Why did I just vanish from YouTube? It's been months since I posted a video, and I feel like I can't come back to YouTube without being just open about what my life's been like for the last 4 years and why I just gave up. And so I started trying to do whatever I could do to make things work. I believed that eventually she would go back to work and it wouldn't always be like this. And I was working 7 days a week. I had so many different jobs. I worked in retail part-time. I was interning as a videographer, trying to learn how to, be a videographer and start my own business. But a lot of the jobs that I was doing, I wasn't getting paid for, or I was getting paid very minimal. So that wasn't paying a lot. I was picking up jobs with my dad on building sites when they would come up, just laboring. And then I was doing this YouTube thing, like the YouTube videos in the beginning that would come out, I think like once a month, or sometimes, even longer periods than that. But I was spending a lot of time researching how to make YouTube work, how to monetize it, because we were getting a few $100s a month in the beginning, and that just seemed like free money, and I saw a potential in it. And I was working 7 days a week. I was so exhausted. I'd started this channel years before Nikki and I even started dating, and I would post my music on it. I would post videos of my S2000 on it. It was just something that I did for fun. But then the proposal video went viral, and it sort of turned into something else. And Nikki loved watching vlogs. I didn't really see the point of vlogs, to be honest, in the beginning. But she was passionate about it, and I wanted her to have something, and I saw the potential in it. So I would build and build and build in hopes that eventually she would take over. Because that was the original plan, that she was going to take over. It's what she wanted to do. She wanted me to teach her how to edit and film and things like that. And it did continue to take over. But for the most part, I was doing all the work side, and I was networking behind the scenes, and I was building and just hoping that eventually she would take over. This will be the last time I ever speak on this subject, regardless of what happens next, what's said next. I will be remaining silent from here on, but I felt like I needed to clear a few things up and respond to Nikki's allegations against me and a lot of the lies that she told. Nikki did come to court. She made a counter intervention order against me. To this day, I have no idea what she wrote on it. It was suggested that we just sign an undertaking, which is one step below an intervention order. And I wasn't putting the intervention order in place to hurt her. I was putting the intervention order in place to protect myself and the kids. So it made sense for me to just sign this and have her sign it as well. Nikki flat out said she has never hit me during an altercation. If that's true, why would she be apologizing for hitting me? And this was just one of the many occasions that I went through something like this. The Disneyland experience. Nikki said, I didn't want them to go, but I offered to come so the girls didn't miss out on the experience. But he knew if I was there, I wouldn't like him filming them so much, so he made co-parenting the issue. This is entirely untrue. The only conversation we had about this was via text, and the closest thing she said to wanting to come was a comment about it being petty that I didn't invite her. I've explained in the previous video why we couldn't go on an overseas trip together and why I wouldn't have invited her. And if the whole filming thing was the issue, then I wouldn't have offered her the trip when she wouldn't allow us to go. The reason I offered her the trip is because my kids are much more important to me than anything else, and I didn't want them to miss out on this. Dad group situation, Nikki said that we'd only ever been there once. That's not true. Nikki said I've been exploiting the kids. There's no truth in that.
I'm a great dad, Nikki, and I feel
No,
like
but you feel like I'm like punishing you for some reason by having the kids go to school. And that's what, like, I can't wrap my head around.
it's not
How do
even
you
a-
think that's a punishment?
well, if
Like,
that was
they
the case,
clearly
why
have
would
to
you
go
keep
to
me from even knowing where Ava goes to kinder? Like, do you know how hard it was?
That's
as a-
for my own safety. I don't trust you 100%. Like, let's be real. Let's be
Over the
100%
years, the
honest
only
about
person
that.
who's ever been violent is you. Like, there's no
Yeah, well,
reason
I'm
for
just
you
saying.
to not trust me. Like, what have I ever
Because you
done?
have a whole lot more to lose than me, yeah? Like, I have a whole lot more to lose than you, is what I'm saying.
there's
Like,
nothing.
you don't have family, you don't have friends, like, you're kind of depressed right now, whatever. You know, you don't have your kids, like, you can act up.
Comments that Nikki made about depression and me essentially having nothing left to lose, or her having a lot more to lose than me. Nikki said before he pressed record, he was calling me crazy and said I needed psychiatric help, and he was threatening to take full custody of our kids. None of this was true. I've never threatened to take full custody of the kids, and none of this happened. I have the full conversation, and before this, I'd been asking her how we could get to the point where we could co-parent, and I'd also been talking to her about a person that the kids had been left alone around that I wasn't entirely comfortable with. She said that I took the YouTube channel. So the night that I found out everything about her and her ex-boyfriend, I was in an emotional state, and I changed the password. We ended up discussing it at a later point, and we agreed that I would maintain the main channel because that had always been my channel. I had started it years before, and I had been the one who had done the majority of the work on it. And I explained this in the previous video, so I won't get into that again. And she would get the Jamie and Nick's Instagram account with 1 million followers, which was always essentially hers, even though I created it in the beginning. And she would keep her own personal channel, which she now has. There was also an agreement that we would split the revenue from the old videos 50-50, which I would have always honored. I just never got the contract. I had been asking her for the contract and it just never came. And at this point in time, our divorce was pretty messy and I didn't feel comfortable giving her money without a contract. In the end, she demanded I take down all the old videos so that my channel would have a crutch, and I did that. I was trying to avoid the drama. In the months that the old videos stayed up, the revenue that was made from those ended up going towards joint bills of ours that she was refusing to put money towards. Nikki said that I changed the password to our business email account so that she could no longer access brand deals. She's entirely twisting the truth here, and she knows that I have these receipts. This is what happened on the day that I posted my first YouTube video back. She changed the password to our business account and it backfired on her. And I tried everything I possibly could to find a fair way that we could both share that email. I asked her to sign a contract saying that she wouldn't change it again, that she wouldn't alter any emails addressed to me, that I also wouldn't do the same. She refused. And for years onward, I would forward every email that was sent to that account to her, and I was still open to sharing that account with her, providing I had a legal contract that protected us both. Over the years, I'd been the one who had managed this email account and a lot of the contacts in there, but I wanted to share it with her.
It's my 5th attempt at this video, and I'm just going to speak from my heart. I spoke about inconsistencies in my previous video. I knew this was coming. I cannot come on TikTok and lie. I knew that he was going to come with more receipts to clarify the inconsistencies that we suspected. And not only did he come with more receipts, he came with more audio. He came with extra. He circled everything she posted. He circled where the lie was. God. I'm still standing on the fact that they were both toxic. But at some point, we need to call a spade a spade. At the end of the day, irrespective of anything else, she lied in 4K. And we were still on the fence. So are we going to stay on the fence when a spade is a spade? I'm still standing on the fact that it was a toxic relationship. I'm still standing on the fact that he might have done stuff and she might. But guys, a spade is a spade. A spade is a spade. He came with receipts. He came with a counterattack. He said, no, wrong, no, she lied. Here. I said it. I said inconsistencies. I said I didn't want to speak on it. And I didn't want to speak on it because personally, I can't see the demise of another black woman. It's not my thing. But at the end of the day, as a people, we need to learn to call a spade a spade. He came with facts. Some of you will even try and delude and say it's Photoshop. Please. He came with facts. What you want to do with the information he has provided is up to you. But my thing today, now, is just to say a spade is a spade. Let's not be dumb. Let's not be stupid.
We're here. I won't stay here long. I will keep it nice and short because, I've got a live to do later on. But I want to talk about this situation. Because this situation has had people on two different sides, right? We've got Nikki fans, Nikki stands, Jamie stands. And I want to repeat my stand here. I want to be as objective as possible when it comes to the situation. But I repeat, if this was a court of law, what Nikki presented wasn't well done. Because she hardly gave any receipts and hardly gave any particular evidence as to whether she was telling the truth or not. This brother has come out again with more evidence.
Jamie really thought that he could post that one-sided clip of whatever argument him and Nikki were having, and that would be his meal ticket out of his self-inflicted poverty. Like, get a job, man. I'm sorry, get a job.
It'll be the last time I ever speak on this subject, regardless of what happens next.
I already know the words that are about to come out of my mouth. I know I'm going to get cancelled by other black women. I know that is going to happen, but you know what? At the end of the day, I do not care. We have to accept the fact. We have to accept the fact as black women. Just because someone is skin folk doesn't mean that they can't be held accountable for their action. Yes, Nikki is a black woman. We are the least protected species on the planet. We know that. But just because of that doesn't mean we aren't capable of doing terrible things. The amount of comments I keep on seeing talking about, oh, Jamie's just broke, Jamie's chasing the cloud, Jamie's this, Jamie's that, and all this kind of stuff. He has provided so much evidence. You want to talk about, oh, why does he only bring it up 3 years later? Maybe because, as a society, men can't speak about getting abused because of people like you. Now, I'm not a men's rights activist in the slightest. I'm not a fucking internalized misogynist, but I know when bitches start being hypocritical. I understand as a black woman, I have to hold other black women accountable for their terrible actions because it paints all of us in a bad picture. Nikki has given her side, but has no evidence. Jamie has stated his sides, but has a lot of evidence. But you guys still have the audacity to say that Jamie is allegedly lying and searching for clout and he's broke. If it was Nikki who made the video that Jamie made with all the evidence, would you guys be screaming for Jamie's side? Fuck no. I'm honestly, as a community, we need to actually start like, we need to actually just stop like protecting each other all the damn time, because it's actually doing more harm than good, because it lets us get away with doing some terrible ass shit, and when we do terrible ass shit, we know we're getting protected by the rest of our people. Because of this, because of Nikki's actions and the evidence that Jamie's had, it's gonna make every black woman look bad. Do you understand that? Do you fucking understand that? It's not making us look good in the slightest. Doesn't at all. Now, we weren't in the relationship. We will never know how toxic and abusive the relationship is because we weren't in the relationship.
I just watched part 2 of Jamie's video, and I just want to say I am always rooting for black women. Always, 110%, but I believe Jamie. I was one of their biggest fans and a fan of family channels in general back when I was in college, and they're one of the channels that helped me get through my degree. Like, I would have their videos on repeat in the background, so I would watch their videos over and over again. And coming from a family where I had a mom and dad that truly, like, madly, deeply loved each other equally, I always could tell that he loved her more than she loved him. I also want to say there's nothing wrong with that dynamic at all. That can absolutely work, but I feel like she got more fed up over time with him than he ever would have with her, obviously because he was madly in love with her. Even though they made a pact to like never put their negative stuff on vlogs, like whenever he was sick, and he was sick a lot towards their last 2 years of marriage, she always had the vibes like my husband's sick again. And whenever she needed time like away from the vlogs, he would always be like, oh, okay, let me give her a break, let me take the kids out the house and do something, or let me call my mom to come and like help out with the kids. And like he was more understanding whenever she needed a break from working or doing the vlog.
Her channel does numbers. If she's not posting content, she's not posting content. But when she posts the content, the views are there. And I'm sure she has brand deals. She has 1 million people following her on Instagram, which she has not posted on since around the time I think the divorce was finalized. You can hire an editor. You're saying they only work as a family channel. Then Jamie has to get a job. And apparently he thinks Ubering isn't gonna do it, and he's now dry begging to people.
Since Jamie Perkins posted his video, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, and I don't know if anybody else is like me, but anytime something significant happens, it's very rare that you'll find me, especially when it's a situation that relates to like specific people, coming out and making content about it. And that's because one of my guiding principles in life comes from the idiom or the proverb. It's a Shona proverb, and it says, Sekamure mawafa. And before anybody puts that on Google, translates it directly and then tries to cancel me. As you guys know, not everything was made with the English and the West in mind, so it doesn't translate well. But it's basically like, don't laugh at anybody's misfortune or being disabled until you're dead, because that's the only time that you can guarantee that that's not going to happen to you.
The impression that I got was that he is the most eager, the one that was pushing the content. A wedding, the engagement, that made them go viral, that's really exciting. And then the kids came. He just seemed really withdrawn. I personally believe that if he was allowed to keep creating with the girls, this video would not have come out. And that was why I made the very first video today addressing family vloggers. What are you going to do when the marriage breaks down or the relationship breaks down and the other parent says, I don't want these kids being the breadwinners, essentially, because it's not him. I don't think his other solo content was bad, but he doesn't like it. He is looking at the numbers. All he talked about was the numbers until the 56-minute mark. Nikki made a video 4 years ago when they first broke up.
This video is going to be like my Mother's Day video, kind of showing what I did on Mother's Day. And I'm not going to lie, Mother's Day was a very hard day for me, and I knew that putting out this video, I think that I was going to get a lot of people kind of coming, not at me, but like saying, you know, maybe you should go back, or maybe you should try and fix things with your ex, and, you know, look at the bigger picture. Because I get those comments a lot, where people don't trust that the decision that I've made for myself and for my children was in our best interest. I guess I just wanted to say that before you leave a comment telling a woman to go back to a situation that you know absolutely nothing about, ask yourself, do I know enough about this situation to encourage that woman to go back to where she was? Do I know the facts? Do I know enough of her story to encourage her to go back to where she was?
Leave the house. Leave the house.
This video came out yesterday, and to be honest, I wasn't gonna say anything about it because, quite frankly, it's none of my business. None of my business whatsoever. Even though I used to be like a huge Nikki and Jamie fan back in the day. Jamie uploaded like a whole YouTube video talking about the whole relationship and why they split, and people are coming for Nikki. People are coming for Nikki's neck. Whether it be on Twitter, Twitter's the worst. People are coming for Nikki personally. Until Nikki can explain her version of events and come up with her own receipts, quite frankly, we have no business whatsoever defending Jamie. We don't even know the full story. We've only heard one side of the story. There's always two sides to a story. We've only heard one side. We've only seen receipts and videos from one side.
What did I say? For those who saw my original video, which now has 400,000 views, where I clocked from the beginning that this was a narcissistic relationship dynamic with the abuser not being Nikki, but actually Jamie, I'm happy to say that Nikki Thot has responded and has validated what I assumed. Now, before we get into her response, I just want to say one thing. Like any normal person, when we first found out that he released evidence of her being abusive, I had believed him. But as a person with discernment, after reviewing that clip, I knew from a fact that this was reactive abuse and that this was his way of painting her as the bad person.
Damn, he has been telling us the truth.
So Fran Jones asked, what is your absolute dream job, and are you going to make it a reality, or will it stay a dream? My dream job is still being a filmmaker. I love being behind the camera. As much as I love making YouTube videos, I do prefer being the guy behind the camera. I'm still trying to figure out how to make that happen.
Guys, I ain't the one to take sides or whatever, but I just want to talk about the Jamie and Nikki situation. Because why was Nikki being so disrespectful to Jamie's mother in that video? Like, why was she just pointing fingers at her? Like, I don't know if his mom has anything to do with this or is a part of anything, but if the roles were reversed, that's the whole situation, it would have turned out different, you know? Like, personally, if that was me, I would not allow that. Or even just as a man, like, why are you allowing that? But anyways, I'm not the one to take sides. We will find out what happens once Nikki comes out to explain her side. But to be honest, whatever happens in the dark always comes to light. So we'll just wait and see what happens. Yeah, that was just sad. Lady was crying too. Like, come on, have decorum.
I'll say this about Jamie and Nikki. Jamie is the white male version of Jada Pinkett Smith, because no one asked. Do you know what I mean? Like a straight white man who's had everything set up for him to succeed, blaming a black woman for being poor.
Okay, we are back. Let me say this. I didn't used to watch Nikki and Jamie back then when they were doing their family videos, so I don't really know about their personality, and I like to analyze people based on their personality and some things that they've done. So I like to have context. Now I don't have that context because I never used to watch their videos. Now some of the people that you saw responding, a lot of them watch their videos, so they can say, oh, this is what he used to do then, I can identify this and that. So me, I am going to be analyzing it based on what they've shown, based on the few videos I've watched, based on some commentary made by some people. If you want to watch full videos of those who used to watch their videos back then, I would say that you should check out Auntie Fumi's videos. She has done quite a lot on them. Auntie Fumi's name is Fumi Desalvald. I can't pronounce her surname. And I will also say check out Summer Aku's vlogs because they really like talked about it because they've been following them for years now. So me, I will be analyzing the situation based on what I've seen now. When I first saw the first video where Nikki was reacting and all the abusive words she was saying, I was like, what is going on? Why is she being this way? But I needed to know more of what happened before she reacted that way, because he could have done something that made her react, and you cannot tell a person how to react in a situation all the time because you don't know what exactly happened. You can't really tell the person how to react in a particular situation. So I was like, I need to know more. But going back and forth and hearing all the things that happened, reading Nikki's response, I was like, there is a lot of things that was going on between the both of them, and it looked like they are trying to hurt each other by saying things that will put them in a particular light, like make them look innocent. So I just kind of analyzed it based on that. I think some of the things that Nikki was saying was tailored to like instigate people to feel like she's the one that was not at wrong. And then she didn't bring a lot of receipts. Like Jamie had receipts. Now those receipts, I don't know if they are fake because people do and undo online. So after analyzing it, I realized that Jamie might be saying the truth 60% of the time. I know one of the biggest issue that he's having is the fact that he cannot make money like he used to make from YouTube, and that's because they made their whole personality, he made his own personality about YouTube when they saw it was making a lot of money for them. Unlike Nikki, who has a modeling and ambassador stuff going on IG, she has brand posting, she has ads that she has to do for brands and the rest. He doesn't have that like that because he concentrated more on the YouTube thing, the filming, the editing, and made their whole family channel is like cash cow. So now that is not there and he's feeling a particular way. All in all, I feel like Nikki too is lying about some things and she's being petty about some things because she wants to try and hurt him. A statement of she's depression and how she has more to lose, he has nothing, and that's kind of thing just rubbed me the wrong way. Any which way, the whole thing is a mess. I really don't like the whole back and forth that they are having on internet, because look at the whole world is practically watching them do all that, throw their dirty linen in public and everything. And also remember that they have 2 kids and it's not just worth it. I hope they concentrate on their kids and they stop all this nonsense they are doing online and stop gaslighting each other online, because that's what I feel. Some of the things they have been saying is like an attempt to get a response from the person or even gaslight the public, because they are telling lies. The both of them are telling lies at one point in all this they are doing. But like I said, because Jamie has receipts that appear to be true, it looks like he's saying the truth 60% of the time. And he has also acknowledged the fact that YouTube was all I used to do because it was really paying. I really hope they settle this matter off the internet, because it is not good for their kids to see this at this point in time and later on in the future. I really hope they settle this matter off the internet, and this is the last time they are going to bring up this their whole issue. But I definitely know that Nikki is going to try and respond, because a lot of people are saying that since she doesn't have receipt, she might be lying. So watch out for that. Any which way, that's all for today's video. Please, I would love to hear your comments. Who do you think is right? Who do you think is wrong? Do you think they should be doing this online, especially as it has been quite a few years? Do we need to know about all this? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.